On the corner of Sprague and New Madrid, we welcome you to the Show Me Center for the 50th Annual Michigan Girls Volleyball Championships and the first of our Class 5 semifinals as the Liberty Blue Jays take on the Lafayette Lancers, the two-time defending Class 5 champions. With that, we welcome you to the broadcast booth. Joe Northern on hand, delighted to have you with us. And what a matchup we have for this one. And when you think about excellence in the Class 5 bracket, despite it only being 5 years old, Lafayette has brought home 2 of the Class 4 Class 5 titles and 8 overall in Michigan history. And the coach behind that has been Zach Wilson, who's been a part of 7 of them. And Lafayette, should they run the table over the next couple of days, they'll only become the second team to three-peat or more twice. And they have the star power to do that. We'll get to our starting lineups in just a moment. Meanwhile, Liberty has defined excellence all on their own tune, but haven't made it to this stage since 2019. In her 19th year as head coach, April Fleming has been at the helm of the Blue Jays for her entire career and feels that this team could be the one that finally gets them to the promised land. And I spoke with her earlier, and we spoke saying that, quite simply, we just want our team to enjoy this moment every way that we can. But we didn't come here just to play a game and finish up in fourth. They also want to try to take home their first title in Class 5 and first title ever in program history as the music is beginning to come down here at the Show Me Center. For those of you just joining us and watched the first 2 games earlier today, you saw 2 great Class 4 matchups as it'll be St. Pius and Jefferson City will be taking on the Class 4 title tomorrow afternoon. As we head to our PA announcer introducing the starting lineups, we'll go ahead and introduce them to you on our side of things. First, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Lafayette lineup as it stands right now. And again, a very senior-heavy team for Coach Zach Young and company. Looks a lot like this. Again, Maya Witherspoon, the senior player to keep an eye on, going to be playing at Vanderbilt coming up next season for her collegiate career. 371 kills on the season on the outside hitter. Her sister, however, Shay Witherspoon, 417 kills on the season, .395 percentages. They are currently being introduced right now to our starting lineups. Number 10, Aubrey Dumstroff, the sophomore defensive setter. And then Kira Dunford, another player to keep an eye out to in the middle hitter position. Mackie Mueller and Addie Weiss also lining out the lineup for Coach Zach Young and company. They come to the season at 30-5 on the year. Both of these teams do share a mutual opponent in Liberty North, we should say. I take that back, Lee Summit North. Both teams have shared a common opponent, both of them getting the win. And how they got here again in the quarterfinal rounds with Class 5, after the district play, it just goes to the Class 4 quarterfinals, or 5 quarterfinals, we should say. Meanwhile, for Liberty, let's take a look at the starting lineup for that. It begins at number 9, Caitlin Spangler. Again, the junior outside hitter. Number 11, Megan Bishton. Again, she's really got some great efficiency on her kills. 97 for 257 for 547 on the season. Bryn Wright going to be in the setting lineup. Gigi McCormick, where number 24, or McClintock, excuse me, number 25, Riley Heisler, and number 27, Abigail Mullen. Someone else will be playing at the D1 stage coming up in next season, we should say, as she's going to be committing to Southern California. So Liberty is going to be wearing the home jerseys in blue, or white with blue shorts, blue numbers and letters. For Lafayette, they will be in the away black uniforms with gold trim, gold sleeves, the crescenting gold sleeves. As we pause for the national anthem, first of the Class 5 quarterfinals in a moment.
Star
coaching chess match also about to be in play between these two coaches. We mentioned April Fleming, career record 433, 166 and 19. All 19 years at the helm at Liberty. Meanwhile, for the Lancers, headed by Zach Young, his career record 472, 146 and 20. His time at Lafayette 405, 59 and 15. As the teams huddling up, getting ready and set to go here. Glad you're with us here on Misha.tv on really one of the most exciting times of the year and two of the most intriguing teams here at this stage. With Lafayette winning against Waynesville, Parkway West, and Eureka in the Class 5 District 2 tournament, and then swept Jackson in straight sets 3-0 to get to this semifinal matchup. Meanwhile, for Liberty, again, swept through Class 5 District 8, all in straight sets against North Kansas City, Liberty North, and Park Hill South, and then took care of business against Lee Summit West 3-1. Coming to the season 28-6 do the Blue Jays, 30-5 for the Lancers. The Lancers trying to be only the second team to three-peat twice. Liberty trying to get to the promised land for the first time and get to their first ever state title game for the first time. Again, one of the teams that's made the quickest, or not the quickest travel, one of the longest travels to get here just north of Kansas City. And they want to come home with the trophy. It will be the Blue Jays to serve it right to left on your screen as we are underway. Wright gets it up. Nice serve back to Witherspoon. Great pass. Had a great misconnection, however, for Lafayette as they get the quick point first. Doing a great force on the back line. So now we'll see number 14, Carly DeSarno, the 5'9" senior, and setter for Lafayette. Picked up against once more from Mullen. Passing it on back. Opportunity up front. Batted away. Gonna have to get it over here. Blocked at the net, and a great block coming in from Gigi McClintock. She gets the great jump over it in, and just like that, 1-1 is our advantage here in set number 1. Off the serve again is Caitlin Spengler. High serve now up on the way to Witherspoon. Opportunity and batted out of play once more from Maya Witherspoon in the meantime. So again, a great pressure, great, and you're going to see again the Witherspoon sisters continue to really command the front line for the Lancers. So here is Maya. Passes it over and just does a great pressure on the back line too against the Blue Jays and really forcing Liberty to try to get a little bit creative. And just like that, 3-1, an advantage to the Lancers. Witherspoon again, picked up, but not over the net in time from Cameron Lee. So we'll run into the net, and now Lafayette is on a 3-0 run to get things going here in the first set. Witherspoon gets it over. Now finds up to Anderson. High block, picked away. Lee was trying to look for it. Witherspoon across and just outside. And exactly what the Blue Jays needed to get a quick side out to try to stop the run. And now 4-2 the advantage for Ella Anderson. 63 assists on the season for here. Dug down again from Witherspoon. High strike, but out of play from Shea Witherspoon. Of course, we mentioned number 11, only a sophomore, but already getting some looks at the Division I level. So you're going to see Witherspoon really try to command up front. Touch now from DeSarno. A little floater. Right now on the back. Caught up by Witherspoon. Picked up by Krimmel. Down and dug again from Anderson. A tip, but blocked to the net in the meantime from Shea Witherspoon. 6-3 in the outside header. has caused a bunch of teams a bunch of issues this season, especially up front. So 5-3 the advantage of Lafayette. A great block down from the USC commit in Abigail Mullen. The quick strike on the board now makes it a 1-point game. And that is really where we've seen, and speaking with both coaches earlier, the battle is going to be up front and trying to get really each other out of sorts to get things going. But it does have the feeling that this could be one of those matchups where you battle back point by point as this goes on. Great pressure on the back corner coming in from Megan Bishton. The middle header getting on the board. And now even at 5, just getting underway here in set number 1. Here's Mullen to serve it up. Just crossing it over the net in the pass. But a little bit of misconnection in the meantime from Mackie Mueller. So now Liberty with their first lead of the match. And trying to go on a little bit of a scoring run of their own. 3-0 at the moment, as Mullen wants to try to extend it. Gets it over and out of source, and that's an ace. Krimmel couldn't get the connection. And trying to set up the pass, so instead, Abigail Mullen gets her first ace of the evening. And it's 7-5 advantage of Liberty. Just grazing over the net. Witherspoon gets it inside in the back corner. Shea Witherspoon finding the open gap. And that's exactly what the Lancers needed to get back in control. So we see Shea Witherspoon again. Throws this one way high in the air. Brings it down. Pass up. Trying to find Lee. Now back to Lafayette in the meantime. Here's Krimmel to bring it down. Great save and a scoop. Here's Baker again. A little tip, but just enough for Mackie Mueller. So finding just those little key open spots up front has kind of been the sweet spot we've seen for Lafayette to really start this match. Liberty, of course, really utilizing those back corners for them to get on the board. And taking advantage of those serving errors in the meantime, too. 8-7 the advantage. With Liberty riding a little bit of extra momentum as substitution's going to be coming in. As Cameron Lee will take a seat. Riley Heiser returning to action. Heiser throws it up. It's the pass connected now to DeSarno. But not in time for Liberty. So again, just exactly as both of these teams really have drawn it up, a lot of back and forth to get this match started. 8-8 our score. Touch up on the way from Dumstorff. Throws it high. Pass down to Baker. Looks down to connect. Great pickup from Mushik. And another quick strike, but out of play. It just went a little bit to the left outside of the box. And just like that, upper right from our vantage point, left for Lafayette. And Liberty now with a 9-8 advantage, taking advantage of the Lancer mistakes. Witherspoon again. But just out of play in the meantime for Liberty, as you saw Mullen was trying to connect for it in time, but quite simply couldn't get it down. So again, only the largest advantage of a lead between these two teams has been 2 points at the moment. So you know it's going to be a lot of back and forth. Anderson was just trying to connect on the other side of the pass, but couldn't get it to go. Looking for Heiser, but instead out of play. So Lafayette now 10 on the board here in the opening set. And the pass flowing again out of play for Anderson. And now it's Lafayette taking advantage of the Liberty miscues. 11-9 our score here in the first. Mullen with a quick misconnection. Here's Witherspoon, blocked instead by McClintock, still in play. Lobs it over. Quick strike down and in time for number 9, Caitlin Spengler, who had 223 coming into postseason play as the junior outside hitter, getting it back within 1. So 11-10 the advantage. Right to left we go again. And over the head of Kira Duffner. So Liberty again, it's felt exactly what we thought it was going to be, kind of a chess match between these two teams to get things started. Here's DeSardo. 2 trying to go in the middle, led by Heiser. But instead, it's Lafayette still in control. Again, largest lead that we've seen early on in this one, only 2, or 3 points we should say, and that was early on when it was 4-1 in advantage of Lafayette. Since then, it's been very back and forth. Touch up on the way from McClintock. Now it's Lafayette. Witherspoon crossing it over. Mullen out to retrieve it, but quickly passed over by Lafayette. Blocked at the net in the meantime by Shea Witherspoon. It's Witherspoon continuing to make noise here at the Show Me Center. And a 2-point advantage here in set number 1. And an ace on the board for Lafayette and Carly DeSardo. And her 29th ace of the season. So DeSardo again. Lobs it high. Finds right. Kept down. Witherspoon trying to keep it in play, but not in time on the dive. So Liberty clawing back within 2 once more here in set number 1. Again, Lafayette, one of the more storied programs. And not only Class 5 lore, but also Class 4. And winning 8 titles since the turn of the 2010s. And only continue to add more on the board as well. Dug down again from Anderson. Here's Mullen on the block. Pass up, gonna go now to Witherspoon. And the reset from Liberty on the 3rd strike. Here's Mullen, gets it down in time. Abigail Mullen continuing to make some noise for Liberty. As we take a look at it again once more. Gets the great connection from right and able to get right in the middle. Just kind of behind the Red Hawk logo. And why not her again? She's continuing to really do a great job of reading the front line for Lafayette. And now has tied it here in the first. Serve again from Spengler. But just out of play. Again, just hitting the back. And a reset upcoming for Lafayette. And who else but Maya Witherspoon. Senior who will still be wearing black and old gold, but for the Vanderbilt Commodores next season. High opportunity for Anderson. Touched up. Here's Mullen again. Brought down, but out of play. A great block at the net once more for Liberty, as they've continued to take advantage of that here in this one. 15 all here in set number 1. Anderson on the cross. Witherspoon out of play. So again, the attacks have continued to be strong for the Lancers, but executing on the kill has not been ideal, at least to start off in this one. Anderson passing it on over. Now another chance. Kreml can't get it. Mullen down inside, looks to Witherspoon. Kreml again, and in time. Sanderson tried to roll it on over, but couldn't get past number 4 in Kyla Kreml. Also going to be taking her talents to Rollins next season. So again, with the senior-heavy lineup, only 2 going to continue to play at the next level next season. For Coach Zach Young's squad. Way out of play in the meantime. So the Blue Jays have continued to take advantage of, again, the strong attacking of Lafayette, but they just haven't been able to get it inside as much as they would like. But nonetheless, it's still a 1-point matchup here in set number 1. Mullen again. And in time on the attack is Duffner. So even at 17. And Shea Witherspoon again. Throws it high, using the left hand to get it over. Duffner looking for another chance. Off the board. Gonna have to get it passed over, and they do. Here's the touch now from DeSardo. Brought up, down. Is it inside? It is not. It's a little close call from our vantage point, but instead going to be ruled out of play. And it's 18-17 in advantage of the Blue Jays. So again, just trying to find those open gaps and open opportunities within the name of the game. That's going to be 4 hits. As Mueller was trying to just kind of get it back over her head, but couldn't get it up in time. And Liberty now with a 2-point advantage as the Lancers take a timeout. So again, it's been an entertaining affair here in this first set. And again, this is a Liberty team that is looking for their first chance to go to a championship game. Of course, 3rd time here at the state championships. The Lancers, as you know, trying to go for another three-peat. Would actually be their 3rd three-peat, we should say, since they did win from 2011 to 2016. And then winning the last 2 at the Class 5 level. Of course, keep in mind, this is only the 5th year of Class 5 here at the state championship level. In the 14th year, then the Show Me Center's been a great host for the state volleyball championships. And coming up in May, it'll be the men that'll be hosting the championships right back here at the Show Me Center. But Liberty, again, just doing a great job of just trying to win a battle of tug of war. As they've really found more opportunities to try to throw Lafayette out of sorts. Can they continue to do that here in the first? Heiser gets it across in time. Attack. Block coming from Bishton, and that's what's going to help her no matter what, as it's called off the tip. And just like that, Liberty now with their largest lead of the evening thus far, as they take the lead 20-17. Here's the chance now from Heiser. But not high enough, as she'll get the serving error, and Lafayette now back within 2. So a very entertaining affair between these two teams. Will it continue? Here's the serve now coming from Dumstroff. Lobs it high. Connecting now with Bishton. Bishton setting up. Now finding Ulrich. Opportunity again for Bishton. Lafayette to reset. Here's Witherspoon. Brought down. Attack, block, score. The junior middle hitter in Claire Ulrich Only 34 kills coming into postseason play. As now the Lancers pull within one, 20-19. Here's the chance again once more. Brazel gets the pass. Now connects up to Dumbsdorf. Brought down, and Maya Witherspoon ties it here in set number one. And a timeout will be called by the Blue Jays. 20-20 the advantage here in set number one. And again, when you have to think it's been back and forth, and knowing that, again, too, out of the 5 winningest coaches here at this state tournament, 2 of them are heading off against each other right now. We mentioned Zach Young coming in 472, 146, and 20. April Fleming coming in at 433, 166, and 19. So again, Liberty has had the success really all under April Fleming, the Santa Fe High School native, but have only made it to this level for the 3rd time. And of course, taking a look at kind of the regular season schedule, they've had quite a few battles with some teams that have just consistently made noise, Liberty North being a constant opponent between these two. But this could really kind of give you the vibe a little bit that this could really set up an interesting opportunity should one of them potentially take on Ozark if Ozark moves on, as they've got a tough Francis Howell team that'll be coming up in our next game. As it looks like there's a little bit of a scoring error as it stands right now. Not sure. So it was 2017 before Lafayette got a few points on the rally, but we're waiting to see what is going to be ruled the official score as it stands, because it's now been adjusted to 20-19 on the Show Me Center scoreboard. Fans starting to get a little bit loud here, making the drive down from 64 to 55. And, of course, tomorrow going to be a busy day of volleyball action. 6 games on the docket. We started with the Class 3 semifinals. Kick off the morning at 10, then approximately 2 p.m. we'll have the Class 4 third place and championship games, and then our nightcap will be the Class 5 third and championship games right back here in Cape Girardeau. Again, let's take a look at that block again once more. It's really been kind of a bread and butter that we've seen for the Blue Jays in this one, is Megan Bishton doing a great job of at least trying to protect that front net, that front middle for Liberty, but what can she do to continue to stay on top of that moving forward? As they are taking another look at the scoring, just to try to make sure again that, it is accurate, it is counted. With the scoreboard now currently showing Liberty with 19, Lafayette with 20. So we'll look to see what will be ruled official from, again, our fantastic crew here, getting the chance to officiate at the highest level, and quite simply, it's not an easy thing to do. So again, kudos to our officiating crews all this week here at the Show Me Center. As now we're seeing a little bit of kind of the scoring and miscommunication, as you can see Coach April Fleming talking it over, trying to dispute and say that, hey, her team had 20 and not 19, or has 20 and not 19. But we're looking to see if they're going to rule that for Lafayette, and they will. So it is not 20-20, it's 20-19 instead. So Lafayette now getting the break. So the Blue Jays going to have to battle back here in this one. That's a serving ace again. Coming off number 10 and Aubrey Dumbsdorf. And again, once you see something like that happen in a matchup, you have 2 options: rebound, or sometimes it might affect you. We'll see what happens here. Dig down on the way. Opportunity again for Mullen. Kept in play. Loose ball opportunity again for Baker. Brought down in the meantime, again from Bishton. She's saying not today, so still a 1-point advantage. Substitution's going to be coming in for Liberty as number 4, Ella Anderson. Bishton on the serve. Gets it across. Now again to Witherspoon. Brought down and away again from Heiser. High chance and out of play. As number 14, Carly DeSarno, was looking for a chance to try to get it over on the attack, but could not get it to go, and even at 21. Bishton again. A chance. Dug deep again by Liberty. Would hang on just a second. Do they rule that as a double? They do. So they're going to give that a double hit against Liberty. So Lafayette with the points. As it looks like maybe Heiser got another hand on top of it from our vantage point. But nonetheless now the Blue Jays trailing by 1. Lafayette only 3 more to clinch this all-elusive first set. Great movement to keep it in play by Witherspoon. Pass now from Baker. Brought down, kept in play. Here's Witherspoon again. Great dig again from Heiser. Brought down, but in the net. As you see Ella Anderson trying to roll on in, but couldn't get it. And now it's the Lancers, 23-21. As you can hear a little bit of the extracurricular noise here at the Show Me Center. So we'll pause and take a break. This is the Class 5 State Championships on Mission.tv. What's been a very entertaining first set between these two teams. The defending Class 5 champions being down by as many as 3 points here to start this first set have found a way to battle back, and now two-way from clinching it up on the board. Meanwhile, there was a little bit of scoring confusion from what we've noticed coming in from Liberty late in the set, thinking it was 20-20, but had the point taken off the board. So how can they battle back here in this one to try to get an all-elusive lead? That's one way to get you there. Caitlin Spangler with a great tip to get it over. And really utilizing the front line to her advantage. So 23-22 with Lafayette on the board. So again, we see Bren Wright. But again, another discussion as we see with Coach April Fleming ruling on the point, but doesn't matter. Still a 1-point affair. Just takes one rally to get things going. Here's Witherspoon, right down in the bottom left. From her vantage point, upper right. And now it is set point in advantage of the Lancers. And the Vanderbilt commit continuing to carry the team on her shoulders. Here's Carly DeSarno as well. To serve it for a clincher. And she does. On the ace. Anderson couldn't get it over in time. And just like that, Lafayette wins set number 1 by 3, 25-22. As we take a break, get ready for set number 2 in a moment.
You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes! For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one, make it to Annika Holtorf. we welcome you back as Lafayette gets this win in set number 1, 25-22. Let's take a look again once more at the last serve coming in from DeSarno. Again, you could see Anderson trying to connect to try to move it back up on the other side, but just couldn't get the right read and the hand on it. And so Lafayette having a tough test again from Liberty, but again, this is going to be one of those matchups where you feel as if points are going to continue to get on the board, and nobody would be surprised if this one could go 5. In fact, taking a look for teams that have gone 5 or have gone the distance in matchups, for Lafayette, they've only done it 1, 2, 3 times, only 3 times this season, and 2 of those in tournaments where there's only 3 sets played. Meanwhile, Liberty, you talk about a team that goes the distance. They did that once with Liberty North back on September 16th, but also went the distance at the MoCan tournament with Blue Valley North. A loss to Park Hill South on 10-1. That's 2-3 the final on that one. And again to Park Hill South in the Ozark tournament, 2-3. So again, if you have Liberty that's trying to go the distance, they've done a great job doing just that, but currently 3-3 on going the distance. Lafayette has not had the chance to do it that much, only 3 times. So for them, the key is to try to get ahead early and not look back. That is one way to start doing that in the meantime. As again, you see the continued serving of Carly DeSarno, getting 2 all elusive points, 1 to close the first and 1 to start the second. Blocked at the net again from Witherspoon. Maya looks for it, can't get it. Here's Baker now, looks down, great connection from Spengler. As he takes advantage, trying to get it off the tip, and on the board, 1-1. It could be one of those games where, again, you could see quite simply just consistent scoring, but could be, again, one of those where it could be 25-22, 26-24. Teams necessarily going the distance, and with good reason. Pass it now going for Wright. Dug deep again from Dumsdorf. Witherspoon on the attack, but out of play. So again, that's one thing we've noticed from Lafayette. They've done a great job on total attacks this evening, but some have maybe just a little too more sauce than others. Close serve over the net from Wright. Here's Witherspoon. Brought down and again. Gonna have to get it over. Spengler does. Lafayette now. Just gonna have to lob it over, and they do. Anderson. Blocked again. Duffner. It's the tip coming now. Again from Witherspoon and over the head of Bryn Wright. And the sophomore again getting a great connection under pressure and lobbing it over the head of the Blue Jays. So 2-2 the advantage here in set number 2. Dick down again. Spengler. No dice. Here's DeSarno. Back to Witherspoon. Another dick coming in from Heiser. Here's the chance. And a doublehead going to be picked up again on Liberty. Their 3rd one of the evening. So Lafayette taking advantage of the Blue Jay mistakes as they lead it 3-2 here in this one. And another serving error on the board. And an ace on the board in the meantime for Maya Witherspoon, not the serving error. As Liberty has had some trouble trying to counter back, whether it be Witherspoon or DeSarno on the serves. Here's Anderson. Drawn up, dig deep from Mullen, but not in time. Mullen gonna have to look for another chance here. Instead, blocked once more from Duffner. It was Cameron Lee trying to get it over the head, but Rebecca Park, number 24, Gigi McClintock trying to get it over the head, but instead met by Kira Duffner, the 6'1 senior. And a very senior-heavy team for Zach Young and company, 8 on the board for the Lancers. but it's the sophomore that's continued to try to make the impact, and that's just going to float out of play in the meantime. So the Blue Jays get the point on the board, but still have a little bit of work to do, down by 2. So 5-3 the advantage here in the second. And a lot of great movement on the board for Liberty. Crossover and up. Here's DeSarno, but right in the net instead. They're going to rule that a 4-hit in the meantime. So Liberty taking advantage of the Lafayette mistakes, as we'll see again what Caitlin Spengler can do. Gets it up. Finding DeSarno. Brought down by Witherspoon. It was a great job just right in front of the back line. And Lafayette with a 2-point advantage here in the second, 6-4. So great opportunities coming inside for Lafayette. Liberty going to go textbook on this one, and rightfully so. Really that 3 combination we've seen tonight as it gets down to Anderson on the dig. You connect with either Lee or McClintock and set it up for Mullen on the kill. You're going to see a lot of that this evening if you haven't already from Liberty. Witherspoon again setting it up from Anderson. And the USC commit is still fighting on, and now evened up at 6. So Liberty on a little bit of a scoring run of their own now too. 3-1 here in the last 6 points. And a whistle on the rotation. So the Blue Jays going to get the point on the board. And they've continued to take advantage, and with good reason. Liberty again. Looking back to Witherspoon. And a double hit's going to be called. So it looked like Addie Weiss got an extra hand on it in the meantime. So now the Blue Jays with their longest scoring run of the afternoon thus far. 4 consecutive. Here's Witherspoon. Mueller again. Brought up, but blocked once more. Look to see who's going to get credit for that one, but looks like a combination of DeSarno and Mueller. We're at 14 and 16, respectively. So 8-7 the advantage. Again, no team has held more than a 3-point lead in this one. And that's not changing either. As Mackie Mueller, the 6-foot middle hitter, gets it right in front. So we'll see what Witherspoon can do to continue to keep it going. 8-8 the advantage here in the second. They're going to try to give it to McClintock. Now Krimmel on the pass. Connecting once more. Here's Wright. Brought down again from Mueller. Dug again by the Lancers. Going to have to get it over here. Here's Krimmel. But does not go. And an all-important side out for Liberty. Makes it now 9-8 here in set number 2. As Megan Mushnick in now for Lafayette. 9-8 the advantage of the Blue Jays. And a little bit of a tumble on the front line as you do see Mackie Mueller is trying to get a hand on it, but couldn't get it to go. So Liberty continuing to ride the momentum here in this one. And, of course, here's Abigail Mullen again, the 6'3" outside hitter. Gets it up with the right palm. Gets it back up to DeSarno. But gonna love that again out of play as Anderson couldn't get it to go in the meantime. And it is still 10-9. So again, trying to ride the advantage as we take a look at it again once more. Just a great attack coming in from Witherspoon. Now the Lancers going to have to try to battle back here. And they continue to do so. They're now on a little bit of a run too. And now even again at 10. As we see number 10, Aubrey Dumstorff. Throws it up. Dug again from Anderson. Opportunity down on the inside. Can't get it to go. As it's off the floor and on the board for the Blue Jays. And so the chess match continues. As you see number 25, Riley Heiser, coming into action on that one. Heiser raising the top of the net, still in play. Witherspoon on the attack. It just goes over. Uses both hands. Now again, great attack from Bishton. And tipped out of play by the Lancers. Suspicion's done a great job of forcing those tips, trying to hit the upper hand of what we've seen here this evening. And continuing to push Liberty that much forward. A team that you don't want to try to run the distance with because they will make you work for it. Here's Mueller. Gets the tip up and down again, looking for Bishton. Lancers going to have to lob it over on the pass, and they do. Here's Baker. Attacked again by Spengler. Reset going to have to come again. Spengler, light attack, won't get it to go. And Witherspoon on the reset. Bishton blocked at the net by Lafayette. It was Mueller that had the hand on it, as you see Kira Duffner returning into action. And still a 1-point game. Take a look at it again once more, right from the middle. Again, it looks like a joint effort from the two of Witherspoon and Mueller, the senior duo. Looking for state championship number 3 together. Great attack coming in from Spengler. But Lafayette still keeping it alive. Spengler down in back. Right in front of number 8, Emma Watson. And the Blue Jays continuing to ride the momentum again once more. Take a look at it. Just finds a great opportunity up front. Couldn't get it in the palms. And now they're going to have to just lob it over on this one, and they do. Touch up coming from Baker. High shot. Spengler. Now again to Witherspoon. Does a great job on the misconnection, but they're looking for the lift call on that one. They're not going to get it. So they were looking to see if that was going to be a lift called on Lafayette. It will not be. And again, a 1-point affair. As the Blue Jays still with the advantage, but have had to battle back. Now the lift will be called instead on that point by Shea Witherspoon. So again, take a look at it. As you can see, it just kind of arches up just a little bit, and that'll get the Blue Jays up by 2 with 11 left to clinch to try to even the match. Witherspoon. Dug down again. Here's the attack, but out of play. It flew just outside the box. And it'll still be in play, and it's still a 1-point affair for Lafayette. It has been nothing but back and forth in this one. With a 1-point advantage of the Blue Jays, and still trying to hang on to it. That's a great attack coming in from Abigail Mullen, trying to get it out of Shea Witherspoon, as you can see her try to go for the block, but could not get it in time. As we take a look at it again, Muller does a great chance with it, but had the upper hand in the meantime. So it's Liberty still up by 2. But down in the back and on the board again for the Lancers. 15-14 the advantage. Here in set number 2. As Lafayette just continuing to battle back. against a Blue Jay team that wants nothing more than to keep this stretch alive. And out of play instead with the hands up in the meantime for Lafayette. So the Blue Jays catch a break on that one too and still hold the lead by 2. Anderson now to bring it over. Sets it back. Here's DeSarno and just in front of Spengler. So the Lancers continue to keep it alive here in the second. 16-15 the advantage. Here's a Witherspoon again. Going left to right in your screen. Throws it high. Duck deep from right. A tip coming in from Bishton. That's still kept up, but Witherspoon going to have to bring it over. Dug deep by Anderson, but could not get it in time as Brent Wright was trying to find it, but couldn't get it to go in the interim. So this match is now even at 16. Here's Witherspoon. Trails it up again. Dug back and blocked by Mueller. And right on the attack is number 27 again for Mullen. She heads back to serve in the interim. As you see Witherspoon go ahead to take a seat. Number 11, Shea Witherspoon, going to go ahead and take a seat for the moment. And number 4, Kyla Kreml returning to action. It's number 27, Abigail Mullen now on the serve. Dug again by Witherspoon. Brought up by Baker. Blocked and attacked again from Mullen. No double hit, they say play on. Kreml gets it right up front. As you're starting to see Lafayette really try to get in front of the outside hitter in Caitlin Spengler. She's done a great job of at least trying to defend the attack, but up close and personal has sometimes been too close. And even at 17. And a rotation error for Liberty. And now there's going to be another discussion on the board from April Fleming to see if they can try to maybe get this one brought back, but it doesn't appear they're going to be successful in the meantime. So Lafayette only their third lead of this second set. Here's Strumsdorf. Brought up again now from Heiser. Attack deep from Witherspoon. Finds Anderson. Brought up, down, and again. Here's Baker. Attacked on the inside again from Cameron Lee. She was trying to get in front of Aubrey Strumsdorf and was able to get that to go. And this set is tied. Take a look at it again once more. Really using that middle right to her advantage. And it gets it to go in the meantime. So the middle row has been the great friend in trying to get those points for Liberty. Can it continue? Witherspoon sets up now for Baker. Brought down on the attack. Is it out? It is. As Spengler brought her hand back again. Take a look at it. A great attack, but out of play in the meantime for the Lancers as you see DeSarno trying to get it on the board. 19-18 advantage of Liberty. Back in a moment. This is the Class 5 volleyball semifinals on Mission.tv.
You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes!
For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one. Make it to Annika Holtorf.
And don't forget, folks, you can purchase a copy of the action here tonight and of all the action and all the matches here at the 2024 Michigan State Girls Volleyball Championships. Once the game has concluded, you can click the download button for the broadcast right here on Misha.tv, and you can own this piece of Misha.tv content forever. And if it continues to stay to form right now, it might be one that you could watch again and again and again because it has been entertaining all evening long. Liberty trying to go again on the attack, could not get it to go. And even at 19. So both teams 6 away. Liberty trying to even the match. Lafayette trying to take the commanding 2-0 lead. Served over from Skirba, her first of the afternoon. Attack brought back from Bishton. Gets the Blue Jays on the board. 20-19 now, the advantage. And Megan Bishton, arguably one of the key senior leaders for this Liberty team. It's a great serve over the board. They're going to have to pass it over and reset. They set it up for Spengler. Dogged up deep again from Music. And they try to go for the pass. Addie Baker with a quick attack, but was met instead by Lafayette. And this match is now even at 20 here in the second. As again, we see Carly DeSarno. 28 aces coming into postseason play. Won't get one there. Blocked again, but still kept alive by Liberty. Now the chance continues to come up once more for DeSarno. And a reset now from Anderson. Mueller going to have to do something here, and they do. The great connection on the way from who else but Abigail Mullen. And that gets Liberty up on the advantage. But really a lead by no more than 3 in either set in this one, at least as it stands right now. That doesn't change here. Kira Duffner utilizing that back corner of Liberty to even it up again at 21. In a game that quite simply a lot of people have had on their calendars, has certainly lived up to hype. Liberty gonna have to get it over, and they do. Dug again from Heiser. Opportunity on the attack, blocked at the net, and scores! The combination of McClintock and Mullen gets it on the board, and Liberty still with a 1-point advantage with 3 left to clinch. And it takes 2 to make a thing go right, and 2 points to make it go right in the meantime. Here's Spengler. High back to Witherspoon. The attack again from Mullen. And it's a 2-point lead, 23-21. As Lafayette will stop to think it over. The Blue Jays within striking distance of evening up the match here in Cape Girardeau. Back in a moment on Misha.tv.
You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes!
For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one, make it to Annika Holtorf.
(23-21) the advantage in this one. As Liberty trying to even up the match in 1 set apiece. Lafayette, we've seen them battle back. As you saw at the end of the first set, Liberty holding kind of a near same advantage in that one too, but were not able to complete the job. But can they do it here to even things up here in the second set? Crossover now from Spengler. Witherspoon on the attack, brought up, quickly brought over again by Spengler. Here's the Lancers on the attack, and Witherspoon, is it out? It is not. It is just inside the lines, and it's the Lancers now pulling back within one. Taking a look again, just a great precision coming in from Witherspoon as it was just on the edge, but doesn't get it to go. And now we're starting to see Lafayette use height up front, 2 6'3" outside hitters, one middle hitter and one outside hitter, I beg your pardon, on the front line. Dug down again. Mueller on the tip, gets it down. Is it in the net? Who do they rule it for? What's the point? They're going to have to figure it out here. Is it Lafayette? Is it Liberty? Is it ruled in the net? Did they see the lift? There's going to be a discussion on this one. We take a look at it as it's kind of contested from our vantage point. As you can see now, the officiating crew coming into this one to talk it over. Let's go ahead and let's run that back again one more time, just so at least we could kind of get another take a look at this one. Because it didn't hit the tweeter. But not sure if we saw a lift with that one or not either. So it's contested. Who's got it? Lafayette. And now you see the discussion from Abigail Mullen talking with our head official, but it's the Lancers now. Again, getting another break out of the way. And just like that, now making it 23-23. And you have to think the Lancers have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Are they close to doing it here? Or will Liberty battle back in this one? They'll stop to take a look at it again once more. We will as well. Even at 23, it's the state volleyball semifinals on Misha.tv. Again, you see the Lancers, again, for the second time late in sets. Close to another opportunity to try to clinch and put this one maybe out of reach. So there's a scoring error coming to close out the first, as we saw with Liberty. Then they were able to battle back and go on a run for this one. Right now, the Lancers have gotten back-to-back points. Touch up now on the way from Mullen. Goes for the attack, blocked again by Mueller. They go to Witherspoon. Brought down on the dig. Mullen again. Now finding Kreml. Looks back to Witherspoon. Lobs it up. Mueller gonna have to attack on the inside, and she does! Right in front of the Sardo. And now it is set point in advantage of the Blue Jays. And it's going to be up to Ella Anderson to get it over. Over in time. They got to look for Witherspoon. And do they? Was it down? It was down again in front of Spengler. As it just grazed the bottom of the court, kind of by the Red Hawk nose. And it is now even at 24. Witherspoon again. Brought back to Anderson. Finding DeSardo. Down in front again to Anderson. And Lafayette now has the set point opportunity. And another timeout for the Blue Jays. We'll keep it right here again. You take a look at just quite simply how this match has gone in several different directions, quite simply. With no team holding an advantage more than 3 points here in this matchup. And again, Lafayette just battling back again thanks to the strong height in the front line as we've seen from Mueller and Witherspoon. But also DeSarno's done a great job on the gritty back middle hits as well. And the Blue Jays, again, just trying to find an answer, and they've done a great job of doing so. But they may have to dig just a little bit deeper in this one. And we know we said that maybe one matchup was going to feel like it was going to be 26-24, and could this be how that one ends? Let's take a look at it again once more. Again, you see one of the senior leaders in Mackie Mueller. It's getting loud here at the Show Me Center. And who else but Witherspoon on the serve? Gets it over in front of Anderson. Back to Mueller. Or Mullen, excuse me. Back to Witherspoon. Is it out? It is. And we play on. Right past the right side of the box. We take a look at it again once more. As it got just a little bit of an extra bounce. And now it takes two more. Witherspoon. Back again to Lee. Lee in time. And now again it's a set point for Liberty. And who else but Mullen? Witherspoon gets it across. Bishted gets the point. And it's going to be a rule to lift against Lafayette. And this matchup has gotten a lot more interesting here in the semifinals. At the end of set number 2, it's 25-22, 27-25, each team picking up a set. Get ready for an all-elusive third set coming up in just a moment. This is the 2024 Class 5 Girls Volleyball Championships on Mission.tv. Well, it's a whole new ball game here in this Class 5 semifinal. As we welcome you back to the Show Me Center, you see Liberty getting the win in extra points, as we like to call it, 27-25. And set number 2, Lafayette, you see getting the win 25-22. So exactly what we kind of expected from this one. It was going to feel as if it's a chess match, and quite simply not anybody giving anybody any breaks. And in fact, the lead for these two teams has only been no more than 3 points in any given set. Could we see that continue here in the third? We'll find out. Joe Northern alongside Andrew Moore, Sidney Liddell, our executive producer, the Mission TV and Huddle crew with you here. And it's been a great day of volleyball so far. Some great action on the Class 4 side of things. As Witherspoon lobs that out of play. As St. Pius sweeping Platte County in straight sets, and then Jefferson City going to be making their first trip to a state championship as they took down Lutheran in 5. As they'll be taking on each other for the Class 4 championship. It'll be tomorrow afternoon. That'll be approximately a 4 p.m. start. Jim Riker, Gentry Vance will have the call for that one for you. And then Platte County and Lutheran St. Charles taking on each other right beforehand at 2 p.m. Liberty already off to a great start. 2 straight right off the board. And it's always interesting to see how the momentum continues to shift. Of course, we say that too as Maya Witherspoon gets the attack over the head of Ella Anderson. That makes it now 2-1 here in this third set. Anderson again. Brings it up once more to Spengler. Spengler on the attack. Outside, duck again from Heiser. Brought up, down in front, and right again on Carly DeSardo. As Abigail Mullins done a great job of just continuing to bring the attacks over and over and over again to try to keep Liberty and help them maybe clinch their first ever trip to a title game. And stop the opportunity for Lafayette to go for that three-peat. Then again, stranger things have happened here at this stage. Mullen brought down. Witherspoon on the attack and in. A great opportunity to try to get it up again in the middle. We take a look. You see Liberty doing a great job on the attack. Mullen was on the earlier point, beg your pardon, but nonetheless still 3-2 the advantage. Here's the dig again from Weiss. Down to Witherspoon. And just inside in the meantime. So Lafayette now getting 2 back-to-back points on the board. Make it 3-3 here in the third. Triples all around. Mullen down in front and out of play. Almost an assist from our producer Andrew Moore on that one. Liberty getting the extra point. So 4-3 advantage of the Blue Jays. Anderson raising it over. Sets up now for Krimmel. And a double is going to be ruled. They're looking for the lift or the double, or just the tip. Nonetheless, Liberty going to get the advantage off the air, and now makes it 5-3 over the defending Class 5 champions. DeSardo down in the corner and on the board. 5-4 advantage of Lafayette. But Addie Weiss now off to serve. In arguably one of the more entertaining matchups we've seen here at this stage. It's just been back and forth, back and forth. Blocked down at the net. And who else but Witherspoon? And just has the smile and says, I know, I got this. Mackie Mueller also helping out on the block too, even at 5 here in the third. Mueller sets up, brought down from Cameron Lee. She had the attack perfectly timed on the board, and is exactly what Liberty needed. Again, only 126 kills, so not someone you would expect. 126 kills, we should say, coming into postseason play. Not someone you would expect to try to get the attack, but certainly doesn't hurt. That's miscommunication on that one. You saw the collision with Witherspoon and Weiss. And it's Liberty now back up by 2. Here's Mullen. Crossing it over right to left. Sets it up again to Witherspoon. Dug deep again by Anderson. Sets up to Mullen. Soft on the approach, but it's a double that's going to be called in the meantime. It was a double hit on the Lancers. And now Liberty with a 3-point advantage. Can they break the trend of it being no more than 3? Mullen just barely getting that over in time. Reached over. They were looking for the back row. They got it. Blue Jays on the reset. It's Lee over the head of Maya Witherspoon. And the Blue Jays with their largest lead in a set tonight. So 9-5 the advantage. Grazing it over. Finding Mueller. But not enough. Going to be ruled a 4-hit on the Lancers. And Coach Zach Young wants to talk it over. The Blue Jays are trying to stay on a roll. And they're doing that right now. 10-5 here in the third. Back in a moment on Mission.tv. Fans continuing to get loud here at the Show Me Center, and school's already starting to kind of pack it in just a little bit here as it's just after 5:30 p.m. Central Time, or about to be 5:30 p.m. Central Time here at the Show Me Center on the campus of Southeast Missouri State University. 14th consecutive year that this site has been a host. Attack brought down, and again from Shea Witherspoon. But also, this is, I believe, the first year that the games have been done in this format, split up over 4 days, with it used to be being 2 games going on at the same time, but now each game being on the big stage, and that's brought some larger crowds here in the Show Me Center. At least with the 3 matchups we've had here today. Of course, 6 on the board tomorrow, 6 on the board for Friday. Before we have championship Saturday for the other classes. DeSardo again. Now setting up again on the reset. Gonna have to get it over here. Kreml gets it to connect. Does Bishton get it to connect? She does, and out of play. Megan Bishton doing a great job to try to force Lafayette out of fits. As you see a substitution coming in, Shea Witherspoon going to take a seat. And now we see Megan Mushnick coming in. So taking a look at least who's on the floor right now for Lafayette. 4 seniors, 1 junior, 1 sophomore. The serve not high enough for Riley Heiser. Again, we mentioned 8 seniors on the board for the Lancers. For the Blue Jays, only 6 on the board for Coach April Fleming and company. Bishton bringing it down again once more. And what an evening she's had thus far. Of course, second leading scorer, we should say, with the kills coming into postseason play, 257 before entering the postseason. Great attack again up front from Maya Witherspoon. And rotations and substitutions coming in, but Lafayette going to have to play from behind here in this one, as they've down by as many as 5, but now have trimmed it to 3. Cut up again from Mullen. Finding Spengler. Back to Witherspoon on the connection. Dug deep again by Anderson. Now back to the Lancers, and Witherspoon on the tip. Brought out and over. They still say it's alive. Anderson, however, is going to get the point. They're not going to give her the point, I should say. So that's going to go against the Blue Jays. And now Lafayette is on a 5-2 scoring run here in the third. Attack again up front from Spengler. And a double hit for the Lancers. 13-10. So again, crowds starting to file in just a little bit more here at the Show Me Center. Of course, our next game going to be slated for a 6 p.m. start. Will likely be later than a 6 p.m. start. So it'll be Francis Howe taking on Ozark. That goes down in front again for Liberty. Now they have the advantage, 14-10. Here it comes again once more for Wright. Brought down, but out of play. As again, you see number 14, Bren Wright, was just trying to go in for the attack, but couldn't get it to go. The lead now trimmed to 3. 14-11 in advantage of the Blue Jays here in this game. Here's Mullen. Mullen brought up to Witherspoon and gets it in time. Doing a great job at the upper right corner. With a 2-point advantage, as the Lancers have done a great job just continuing to keep things in motion. Mullen out in front. And getting back to Witherspoon in the meantime. The senior outside hitter and Vanderbilt commit cannot be denied. And the lead now trimmed to 1. We take a look at it again once more. Really utilizing again, trying to get in front of Caitlin Spengler this evening. Take again from Heiser. Over the hands, and the point off the attack from Abigail Mullen. She'll get another kill as it stands, and now the Blue Jays with still a 2-point advantage. As now students are starting to come in for our next game. Some fans making the drive from Ozark. That'll be our next game coming up a little bit later. They'll be taking on Howe. Ozark getting back to this stage for the first time since 2017. Last won it in 2009. Francis Howe looking for their first ever state championship. Have only made it to this stage 3 times. This will be a great matchup coming up later, but we've had a great one here thus far too. That's going to be just over the line. And the Lancers still staying alive. 16-14. So Witherspoon again. Going left to right. Picked up by Mullen. Tip now coming from Lee. Brought up again once more by the Lancers. Dug deep but not in time for Anderson. And again, it's a 1-point set. Since the 10-5 timeout, it's been Lafayette getting 10-6. Touch up on the way now from Mullen. Brought back and attacked and a block at the net by who else but Abigail Mullen. 17-15 here in the third. Anderson on the chase. And a quick attack coming in from Kira Duffner. So now a 1-point set here in the third, as the Lancers have continued to do what they do best: battle back every single time. Down by as many as 5, can they find their way back to win this third set? Witherspoon, dug again by Spengler. Locked out the net. Is it out? It is. From our vantage point, we are right behind. We are right at center court, so we can kind of see if it falls out right near the center, but again, sometimes a little too close to tell. That's why we have the monitors ready to go. Killed down and in, but out of play from Shea Witherspoon, as it just went a little left on, or little right on the line. So a 3-point set, 19-16. Blue Jays on top. Cross it over now to Mullen. Out of play. Mueller was trying to keep it up and going, but now it's the Blue Jays riding the momentum here in set number 3. We're back after this.
You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes! For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one. Make it to Annika Holtorf.
(20-16) here in set number 3. Again, if you take a look back at the first set, as Liberty had a few breaks not go their way, one of which was a scoring error, and the other just some miscommunications, and had to go to some extra points here in set number 2. They found their way to battle back, and now 4-5 points away from trying to go up 2-1 against the defending Class 5 champions. Now make it 4-way. As the Lancers have really struggled a little bit late in this third set, trying to keep the attacks inside the box, but have not done a great chance in doing so. Over by Mullen. Kept in by Witherspoon. Bounces off the net, still alive. Again coming from Lee. Lee on the hunt. Brought back by Witherspoon. Brought down again by Witherspoon. And the Lancers stay alive. 21-17. So another opportunity for number 11. Lobs it high. Brought down again by Anderson. Blocked out the net by Mueller. Mueller and DeSarno doing a great job of at least keeping it in play and in time. And it's a 3-point set. Anderson on the dig. Mullen on the attack. 22-18. And again, it has been all the advantage of Liberty in this third set really took flight, no pun intended, going up 10-5 for the first time out from the Lancers. And then they've been able to catch Lafayette out of sorts, but again, the Lancers have found a way to still keep this going. Ball still alive, nearly grazes the bottom of the scoreboard. Locked up over the net, and they continue to do so. As Kyla Kremel did a great job of keeping that in play and in action, and she does. As substitutions all around and abound, as we see again number 10, Aubrey Dumstorff, returning to action as the defensive setter. Scooped by Anderson. Hit up again by Bishton. Attack from Ulrich, still in play. Gonna have to come up to Spengler, and they do. They'll have to get it over here on this one for the third. Ulrich again back to Anderson. Finding Spengler, brought down, still kept by Mushnick. Witherspoon tries to get it up to Anderson, not in time. As Anderson just kind of got it off the fist for a moment to try to connect with number 26, Addie Baker, and it's now a two-point set here in the third. And a timeout will be called by Liberty. So again, this has really been the story all night long as it stands. When one team has an advantage, the other team is continuing to claw back. As Lafayette continuing to try to stay alive in this one, and they have the advantage of at least continuing to come back, we should say. With a 22-20 lead, an advantage of Liberty, but again, from what we've seen, it's been anybody's matchup really all evening long. And again, coming up a little bit later tonight, we will have Francis Howell taking on Ozark. We say that's slated for a 6 p.m. start. We know that will not be a 6 p.m. start because also of a great Class 4 game that we had earlier today here at the arena between Jefferson City and Lutheran St. Charles. So in case you're wondering why we started a little bit late, that one went to 5. This one could potentially go to 5. Both teams would like to finish it in 4, but 5 could very well be a strong possibility. Served out of play. Right past Anderson, and now Liberty only needing just 2 more to try to get an all-elusive second set victory. Opportunity again for DeSardo. And a double hit, and now make it set point for the Blue Jays. It's a double hit ruled on Dumstorff. And now it's going to be up to Megan Bishton. Bishton on the serve. See how the Blue Jays go on the front versus back line. Brought down, and the Lancers are still in it. So no timeouts remaining for either team from our vantage point right now. We can tell you for the Lancers up front, you have Maya Witherspoon, Kira Duffner, and Claire Ulrich. Back to serve is number 3, Ella Skirba. Up front for Liberty, Baker and Mullen. And Spengler. Spengler with the touch. No double, they say play on. Here's Baker again. Back to Spengler. Brought up again once more to Ulrich. Is it out? It is out of play. Goes over the corner. And it's Liberty now with a 2-1 advantage at the end of the third. And at the end of the third, 25-22, 27-25, 25-21 here in this Class 5 semifinal. Back in a moment. This is the Class 5 Girls Volleyball Championships on Misha.tv. You see the Lancers stepping in up and around as we come back on the air, trying to continue to keep their run for a third consecutive state title alive, but they're going to have to try to get 40 points to do so over 2 sets. Liberty only 1 set away from an opportunity to win and go, or we should say go, to their first ever state championship game. Joe Northern with you here down at the Show Me Center, and it's been a great afternoon of volleyball. Really close and contentious efforts all across the board. Again, this one before a quick little spurt of scoring from the Blue Jays. Nobody had more than a 3-point lead until roughly the 9-5 mark in the third set. Now the Blue Jays found a way to at least try to take advantage of the mistakes from Lafayette, but the Lancers have done a great job of at least continuing to battle back in each direction. Can they battle back to try to go back to a championship? Witherspoon, dug again by Mullen. Goes for the attack. And a deep dig and swing in the meantime from Lafayette. Swung again by Spengler. She tries to go for it. Can't get it. Baker on the attack. Up, that's going to have to go over, and it does from DeSarno. An acrobatic move. And right in front of Kira Duffner. We take a look at it again once more to see who gets the credit on it. It's Gigi McClintock. 5'10 versus 6'1. And the advantage goes to 5'10. Served over by Wright. And answered to right back in the meantime from Duffner. And we are even at 1 here in the fourth. The crowd's continuing to file in. You see a lot of Ozark red, or a lot of Ozark red, we should say, behind us. Francis Howell Blue also starting to make their way in here at the Show Me Center. Of course, 6 games on the docket tomorrow. Class 3 semifinals get us started at 10. And then the Class 2, or Class 4, we should say, third place at 2, championship at 4, and then we'll still see our 4 Class 5 teams at 6 and 8. But whether they're playing for a championship or third, still left to be determined. That window begins at approximately 6 p.m. Of course, we'll have it right here for you, all on Misha.tv. And not to mention, of course, one purchase, you get every game. So we hope you'll join us for all the action here this weekend. McClintock. Served over back to Witherspoon. Great connection over the head of Anderson. And now it's the Lancers with the lead. 3-2, their first lead since 6-5 in the third set. So the Lancers again trying to force this to an all-elusive fifth. Miscommunication from Anderson. It's going to have to be swung over by Spengler. There's the block over, and just miscommunication from Lee McClintock. And now the Lancers lead by 2. Great serving we've seen from the libero and Addie Weiss. She continued to keep it going up here. It's dug by Anderson. Attacked again from Mullen, but brought over again by Witherspoon. Here's Mullen again, blocked at the net by Witherspoon. Shea Witherspoon, that is. Got a little help from Mackie Mueller. And now the Lancers are riding a little bit of momentum. Was it maybe the two-step circle that got things going for the Lancers? Still too early to call, as the serve just goes outside. So point on the board for Liberty. 5-3 the advantage. Here's Anderson. And Doug again up front to Caitlin Spengler. The Lancers want to continue to find a way to get back on the board and get to in game force, a fifth set. That may need to be the target, as we've seen Spengler have a little bit of trouble on some of those big attacks this evening, right up front. But out of play, it batted out of play by Liberty. And now Lafayette, they have their largest lead of the night so far. 7-3, we take a look at it again once more. So they run right in the net in the meantime, too. Back in a moment, this is the Class 5 State Volleyball Championships in Misha.tv. Seven to 3, the advantage in this one. In case you're just joining us, it's been a back and forth effort all evening long. The one trend we've noticed, at least in the last two sets, is you're starting to see some of these teams come into their own and see the advantages that they've made. So Lafayette's done a great job trying to slow down the attacks and keep them contained up front and knowing the targets they have to go for. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays have continued to really ride the shoulders, at least from our vantage point, of the two leading scorers and attackers on the season in Abigail Mullen and Megan Bishton. And now a little bit of extracurricular fan activity from what we've heard on the movement up forward for a rotation, but she was able to make it in time. And Kyla Kreml. Still brought down, but out of play. Witherspoon was trying to keep it contained, but slipped a little bit in the back line. And now the Blue Jays trying to ride the advantage here in the fourth. Tip up and rolled up in time by Mackie Mueller to extend the lead to 3. So 8-5 the advantage, as the Lancers still hanging in there and still trying to keep on their way to force a fifth set and to go back to another state championship game. Meanwhile, as we mentioned, Liberty, this is their first trip to the Final Four in 5 years. They have never made it to a state championship at all. In fact, this is only their third trip, finishing in fourth in 2014, 10 years ago, and in third in the 2019 campaign, both right here in Cape Girardeau. The attack and swing in time again for number 27 in Abigail Mullen. And now the Blue Jays cut it to 1. Here we go again. And a double hit going to be picked up in the meantime by Lafayette. And this match is tied. 8-8 here in the fourth. Can they do it again here? Right to left, Alexi Brazel, her first serve of the night. Brought up again by Spengler. Pitched away from Mueller. And attacked again from Bishton. Megan Bishton getting the Blue Jays up front. And they lead it in the fourth, 9-8. And what a big cut and what a big move for number 11, who's done a great job just keeping things going here tonight. And fans, don't forget you can purchase your own copy of any of the action here on Mission.tv. Once this game is done, you can click the download button for this broadcast on Mission.tv and own this piece of Mission.tv content forever. And what a matchup it's been so far here in this one. Of course, winner will play in prime time tomorrow night. 8 p.m. will be the start time. The question is, will it be a first-time appearance for Liberty? Keep in mind, this tournament's only 50 years old, mind you. Or will it be another trip for Lafayette trying to go for their 9th title in program history? They've made one of the most appearances, or I should say, they're up there for most appearances in this state championship, whether it be the Final Four or even the state title. In fact, it's their 11th appearance and 8 times going away with the crown. So make this their 12th. Attack again from Mullen. Brought up and in front of Mullen. And the kill coming in from Dumsdorf as this match is tied. 9-9 the advantage. So we'll see Ellis Skirba returning the serve, wearing number 3. Left to right on your screen. Gets it over, but out of play. She had the palm a little bit going to her right. And going just a little too far. So 10-9 the advantage here in the 4th of the Blue Jays. And kept in play by DeSardo, but not in time to get over from Duffner. And 11-9, hit advantage of the Blue Jays. We take a look again once more. It was just right near the face of Aubrey Dumsdorf, but couldn't get it to go. Witherspoon brought up, but not in time. They were trying to go for the attack. Gigi McClintock trying to go for the attack, couldn't get it to go. And now you have the 6-foot front line of Lafayette on the floor. Both Witherspoon, Shea and Maya, and Kira Duffner. Here's Baker. Touched up on the inside. Dug again from Dumsdorf. Witherspoon gonna have to bring it over. She does. Tipped again by Baker. Who's going for the attack? It was McClintock, but still kept in by Lafayette. A little bit of a miscommunication and collision. And a great movement from Spengler to try to get it off the hand of Watson. And the Blue Jays still with a 2-point advantage. Take a look at it again once more. Just bouncing and just trying to go for that reach, but could not get it to go. And it's 12-10, Liberty. Tipped up now from Anderson. High kill from Mullen. Dropped down again from McClintock. Brought up by Witherspoon. Blocked up the net by McClintock. Liberty with a 3-point advantage. Brought up again once more. Here's Witherspoon. Hit out of play. The last touch by McClintock. That'll stop the bleeding for just a moment. 13-11. Keep in mind, Lafayette coming into this game has only went the distance in 5 sets once this season. And they lost that one against St. Dominic. Here's Anderson. Brought up again to Mullen. Locked at the net again once more by McClintock. And the Blue Jays to reset. A little bit of miscommunication up front. It looked like that Mullen was trying to go for the pass, thinking that there might have been another hit ready to go, but not the case. So that'll be the fourth one, a four-hitter. And now Lafayette within one. Run it over again to Anderson. High attack and swing once more from Mullen. Witherspoon to counter. Is it in? It is. And Lafayette has evened it up again at 13. Here's Witherspoon. Attacked and blocked again. This time from Witherspoon. And the Lancers back on top by one. 14-13. Trail the match 2-1. Hit up again. Kill again on the board for Mullen. Also, keep in mind in going the distance in matches where we should say where there were 5 sets, Liberty did get the win over Liberty North, but lost to Park Hill South twice in 5-set affairs this season. That is blocked and out of play. And the Lancers continue, now back on top by one, 15-14. It's exactly as advertised here at the Show Me Center. For those of you expecting to see Ozark and Francis Howe, that game will be coming up just a little bit later. Depends if we go 5 here. Of course, each game will be available when it's start time. Touched up and pivoted out of play by the Blue Jays. Lafayette now up by 2, their largest lead of the fourth. Brought over by Weiss. Brought down by McClintock. And we play on in what has been an absolute battle all night long. I would argue to say there was a bit of runs in set number 3. And another attack and swing from Shea Witherspoon. And one would argue to say that Lafayette's done a great job of really controlling the tempo here in set number 4. Yet they only lead by 2. Here's the serve over now again from right. Brought down again by Mullen. And still within 1. 17-16 our score. This is Lafayette with a 1-point advantage, trying to force a 5th. There's Mullen again to Anderson. That's just going to have to be pounced over by Spengler. Here comes the sneak attack coming in from DeSarno. Brought back, that's going to have to be brought over. Touched on the tip. Now the 3 setup coming. It's Witherspoon. Light swing. Brought up and over the head of Weiss. And who else but Mullen to tie it? Even at 17, and Mullen again back to serve. Gets it over. Again finding Mueller. Back again and blocked by Mueller. And the Lancers still have the advantage. 18-17 here in the fourth. Lafayette 7 away from forcing a 5th. Liberty 8 or more from going to their first ever state championship. That is high and out of play. Cameron Lee has got it over the line, and it's now a 2-point Lancer lead. Here's Dumsdorf. Gets it back. They're going to have to just swing this one over, and they do. Bishton going to have to look up on the reset from Ulrich. That's brought down. This one will have to be swung again by Mullen. And the attack from Witherspoon. Blocked at the net again from Bishton. The attack again from Witherspoon. Blocked, out, scored. Lafayette riding the momentum to force a fifth set, potentially. They're 5 away from it. We take a look at it again once more by who else than number 12 and Maya Witherspoon. Back in a moment.
You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes! For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one. Make it to Annika Holtorf.
This has been a matchup that quite simply has gone back and forth we go. And Liberty, if they want to try to finish this one right now, they'll have to dig a little bit deeper to make it happen. Lafayette, they need to dig just a little more to go to 5. And it would be the second of 3 5-set matches here today. And that's one step closer to it on the doublehead coming off Cameron Lee. 21-17 here in the 4th. Swing now from Dumsdorf. Brought up, and the point scores. Lafayette has now scored 5 consecutive points here in the 4th. Dumsdorf. Run back again. Here's Baker. Picked up again. Ulrich. Back up top to Mullen. Doesn't get it to go. Sneak attack again by the Lancers. Tip up in the meantime from Bishton. They're going to have to look to Witherspoon. And they do! Witherspoon gets it right in front of Mullen. And now it is only 2 points away before we go to a 5th. As the defending state champions were on the ropes and have now seemed to find their way back up. Mullen on the service error. And now Lafayette continuing to add on their largest lead of the night. And an all-important 4th set victory should it finish here from Dumsdorf. And it does. 25-17 the final in the 4th. This match is even at 2. And it's all done thanks to the hands of Aubrey Dumsdorf. And the Lancers will not go away. On to the 5th in a moment.
You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes! For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one. Make it to Annika Holtorf.
In games that have gone the distance, of course, keep in mind these two teams played plenty of classics where you only go 3 sets compared to the 5. For Liberty, this is only their 4th game where they've gone the full 5, and their 8th overall where they've gone the distance. For the Lancers, this is only their 6th, and the only one that's gone the distance. Lafayette 0-1 in that matchup against St. Dominic. Meanwhile, Liberty, they are 1-2, getting the win over Liberty North, but losing to Park Hill South twice. The winner will head back to the state final. The loser will have to play a game a little bit earlier tomorrow. We go back-to-back in 5th set affairs. Here at the highest level on a Wednesday night, opening night of this 2024 Girls Volleyball State Championships. Here we go. Picked up from DeSarda. Brought out. Scooped by Anderson. Kept in play. Touched out by McClintock. Blocked again. Here's McClintock again. Now finding DeSarda. DeSarda swung up. Blocked by number 27 in Mullen. And the Blue Jays strike first. For Lafayette, it's their first semifinal or final game since the 22 state championship that's gone longer than 3. And a double hit going to be called on the Lancers in the meantime. And at the Class 4 level, again, keep in mind, really the championships have only had the 3-game format since the 2020 edition, the 2020-21 edition, we should say. Previously, it used to be a round-robin affair, and then you'd play 3 games if it went the distance. But now you go a full 5. So it adds just a little more intrigue and a little more grit to make things happen to win a championship. That is swung out, but kept inside by Spengler. Just inside the line. And Liberty now 3-1 here in the 5th. The winner's going to get the winner of our next matchup, Ozark and Francis Howell. The loser will get the loser of that later on, well, we should say tomorrow. The question is, will they play at 6 or 8? Witherspoon on the attack. Gets it right off Anderson. 3-2 the advantage. Take a look at it again. Just a great strike again from the Vanderbilt commit. And she'll be off to serve now to try to even this set. Little chase in the back for it. Now back off to Shea Witherspoon. It's exactly what the Lancers needed. Even at 3 here in the 5th. Again, Liberty, only their 4th game going the distance for 5 this season. They're 1-2 at them. Brought down again by Duffner. And now the Lancers are 11 away. And anytime that we've seen Maya Witherspoon serving it up, that's led to more points than not for Lafayette. It's going to bounce off Alvarez. Scooped up again by the Blue Jays. Hit back by Mullen. Mullen scooped out, finds DeSardo. Now another chase again for Bren Wright. Blocked at the net again by Duffner. And now it's the Lancers continuing to battle back, leading by 2. They're on a 5-1 scoring run here in the 5th. Hit up now the other way. Finds Weiss. Back to Witherspoon. Sets up to Wright. High to McClintock. They're still in play. Tipped up by Duffner. Brought out off the hands of DeSardo. That's exactly what the Blue Jays needed from who else than Mullen. And it's now 5-4. Hit advantage of the Lancers, but an opportunity to tie it from Ella Anderson. Just grazes over the line. Tipped up by Witherspoon. Setting up for the attack. Bishton gets it down. They gotta look for Kemmel here. Kept up by Anderson, but still kept in play. Not a quad, they say. Play on. Anderson blocked up. Got it. Abigail Mullen gets it to go over the net. And what a great move coming in from Ella Anderson. You couldn't see it on the replay, but to keep it going and alive. Here's Krimmel. Sets up to Witherspoon. Brought back to Anderson. Elbowed now from Mullen. Have to look for Krimmel again on that one. Mullen still kept in play, but down. Witherspoon had the great dig to get it up, but now it's Liberty taking the advantage here in the fifth. 6-5. Anderson brought up to Witherspoon. Brought down. Here's Spengler. Again to Lee. Gonna have to swing this over from Witherspoon. Dug up again. Anderson chasing all over the floor. Trying to get the assistance. Scooped up and tipped by Mullen. Attack coming from Witherspoon. Brought down. There's the point. And kept in play right in front of Lee. 6-6. And a great dig again from who else but another leader. And Shea Witherspoon. That hits the net. 7-6 here in the fifth. And a scoring leader again in Abigail Mullen back to serve. Much as how we say is Witherspoon anytime they really would have them serve for Lafayette, they get points on the board. You could argue the same thing for Mullen as well. Witherspoon blocked in front again. In front of Lee and Bishton. Even at 7. And now it's Shea Witherspoon, the outside hitter on the serve. Hits it high. Fakes it over, but still kept in play. Here's Krimmel. Sets back. Brought down. Blocked again. Here's Lee. Right back in front of Krimmel. This is going to be fought at the net and then some, folks. It's been that kind of match all night long. Here's Lee on the tip. Gets it down in front. As Shea Witherspoon tries to dive for it. As we take a look again at the replay, you can see just a continuous battle back and forth at the net. But Witherspoon trying to go for the dive, but couldn't get it to go in the interim. Witherspoon brings it down again. Here's Krimmel. Out! 9-7. And the Blue Jays are getting ever so closer to somewhere they have not been before. High up to Brassel. Set back to Witherspoon. Dug deep by Anderson. Still in play for the Lancers. Brought down and in. The dig coming in deep from Mackie Mueller. We take a look at it again. This finds the great connection on the inside. You can see Lexi Brassel trying to go for the attack, the lone freshman for the Blue Jays. And it's 9-8. Dumsdorf brings it out again, finds Baker. Lobbing back is Weiss. Over to Anderson. Going to be a battle at the net. They're going to have to bring it back and over here. Witherspoon out of play. This game is tied. 9-9 in the fifth. And what a fight it is here tonight. It'll be Aubrey Dumbsdorf, who is able to go on a little bit of a scoring run in the fourth to try to close it out. We'd like to welcome you back. Apologies on our end. 11-9 is the score. Liberty getting 2 quick points. One off the service error, the other another kill coming in from Gigi McClintock. And now Liberty's 4 points away from going to their first ever state championship. Lafayette, however, in the meantime, has always played from behind and have always found a way to keep things close this entire match. So 11-9 is the advantage for Liberty. It's April Fleming. She's been the 19-year coach for the Blue Jays, looking for potentially her first trip to a final. And speaking with her earlier today, saying we didn't come this far to finish fourth. Will this be the time that they go the distance here in Cape Girardeau? Brought up now from Dumbsdorf. Dumbsdorf brought down again. Here's Spengler. Spengler over the head and out. And Liberty continuing to keep things going. And it's now 12-9, the advantage. Still continuing to be a big one for Liberty. That's going to bounce out of play. So 12-10, thanks to the attack coming in from Kira Duffner. We are continuing to get things back online and do apologize for the initial delay. And especially for moments like this, you know you can't lose it. There's the service error, or ace we should say, coming in from Ella Skirba. And now the Lancers are 1 point away from tying this. Here's Skirba again. Into the net, but over. And Skirba has tied it thanks to the misconnection. Even at 12. And timeout, Blue Jays. Folks, this has been the game that everybody has kept their eyes on, and this is about to head for a photo finish, just as everybody has drawn it up. Back in 30. You see the Lancers have been down but not out and rallied all the way back in the fourth. Have now rallied all the way back in the fifth. 12-12 the advantage here at the Show Me Center. Skirba brings it up. Swing goes down. Still kept in play. Here's Skirba again. Brought up to Witherspoon. Sets it up for Mullen. Mullen goes for the tip instead for Sprengler. She scores! Sprengler getting the quick score, and it's 13-12, an advantage of Liberty. And if you talk about a pressure cooker, this is a pressure cooker here tonight. Wright gets it over. Now connects back to DeSarmo. Looped up again. Mullen gets it over. Goes for the attack again to Sprengler. Looks over to Witherspoon. Blocked by Mullen, but out of play. 13-13. If someone goes back to back, it's over. in a game that you wish no one could lose. So Lafayette continuing to keep things going and trying to find their way back to a third consecutive state championship game. Touch up on the way. Battled back by Mullen. That's still kept in play by Witherspoon to Weiss. Sets it up again. Mullen on the attack, way out of play. And now it's clincher point for Lafayette. And the Blue Jays take their last timeout. So it just takes one if you're Lafayette, and would give them a chance to go for a ninth state championship tomorrow night. That'll be at 8 p.m. But if you get another point from Liberty, then we continue on. And really what has been just a continuous, just gutsy effort here this evening here at the Show Me Center. Don't forget, coming up next, it is Francis Howell taking on Ozark. Should be another great matchup and two great stories for both teams getting back to this stage. But all eyes are on the champions. And two eyes are trying, and more eyes are looking at the team trying to dethrone them. It's going to be up to Carly DeSardo to try to close it out. And again, the Witherspoons and Duffner up front for the Lancers. One up front, five in the back for the Blue Jays. Here we go. Brought up, down and out, and we play on. Abigail Mullen gets it on the left side, bounces off the right hand of Dumstroff. And we continue to play on. Here's Caitlin Spengler, even at 14. Spengler gets it over, finds Witherspoon. To her sister, brought up. This is going to have to be swung over. Blocked at the net. Did they say 4? It is. And who else but number 12 to maybe close this out again? Maya Witherspoon gets it over. Looks now back to Mullen. It is blocked. It is still in play. And we go on. Goes out of play in the meantime. And still even at 15. Here's Anderson. Gets it over the net. Now finding DeSardo. DeSardo blocked up and down. And the Lancers are still looking to find a way to take care of the Blue Jays. Take a look again. Just a great kill and attack from Kyla Kreml. Now it's going to be up to Addie Weiss. Weiss. Back to Anderson. This is going to have to be lobbed over. And the Lancers are still dancing. The Lancers come back from 2-1 down and went to extra points in the fifth and are on their way back to a third consecutive Class 5 title game in one of the more thrilling games and finishes you're ever going to see. And a roller coaster. That's exactly what this was, folks. And you have to feel again for the Blue Jays having it right in the palm of their hands, but at the end of the day, the Lancers found a way every single time. Will that emotion carry into tomorrow? We'll find out. They'll play at 8 p.m. against the winner of our next game. It'll be Ozark and Francis Howell. That'll be coming up in about 15 minutes or so. If you still are watching with us, click on that link to join us for Ozark and Francis Howe. For all of us here at Mission.TV, Joe Northern saying so long from now. We'll see you in just a little bit.
Thank you for watching Misha.tv. This broadcast has been brought to you by the Missouri State High School Activities Association, powered by Huddle TV.